T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You are now tapped into the coolest reptile podcast in the world. Welcome to the Trap Talk Reptile Podcast. I'm your boy MJ. What is good? If this is your first time tapping in, do your boy MJ a favor. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, hit that like button so you're on top of every single podcast I drop here on YouTube. I'm also on all the other major audio platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Buzzsprout, Google Play. So if you listen to me on those platforms, thank you so much. Make sure you rate, review, and subscribe if you listen to me on those platforms. I want to say thank you to all the early birds. I see you guys. I know you guys are ready for a big episode. I know I'm ready for tonight's episode because we're going to be getting to some exotic shit, man. I'm just saying, long overdue episode, my boy Blake. So I hope you guys are ready. You know, we get things started on this episode. This episode is brought to you by Gary Shavino, my man, who is definitely my favorite to be watched on YouTube. If you look at my history, you will see that I watch a lot of GS reptiles. If you want to talk about knowledge in any kind of species of pythons, I mean, not any, but almost any, this is your man right here. If you want to geek out over snakes, if you want to see what long, hard work gets you in this industry, make sure you go follow Gary Shavino at GS Reptiles on Instagram. Look him up on YouTube. I'm telling you right now, follow this guy on all platforms. If you're lucky enough, add him on Facebook. I'm telling you, I'm just very happy to not only call this guy a sponsor, but a really good friend of mine. Holy shit, Grasshopper got out. But yes, Gary Shavino, thank you so much for your love and support. You're a real one. I also want to say another person I enjoy watching just as much as Gary, if not more, because this is the OG. This is the GOAT when it comes to YouTube. I want to say shout out to the Reptarium. Shout out to Lori Barczyk. Shout out to my boy Brian Barczyk. Guys, do me a favor, and I don't need anyone to panic or anything like that. I'm not trying to. I would just like, you know, I just want like some good positive thoughts out there for my man Brian, please. Like I said, I'm not trying to like scare anybody, but I just want everyone to have good positive thoughts for my man Brian, if you guys can. I don't know whatever belief you guys have, but just please keep Brian in your thoughts. Big positive thoughts for my man Brian Barczyk. We love you, Brian. That's all I got to say. I love you. You're definitely my biggest inspiration, period. More than anybody in this industry, hands down, because my whole obsession of why I do what I do to this day came from watching you on YouTube, and I became friends with you over these last few years, and it's an honor. So I love you, Brian. Love you, Lori. Love the entire Reptarium team. Thank you so much for all the love and support, and yeah, cannot wait. Who's ready for Tinley next month? Or no, wait, we're already in there. Damn, March 2023. What the fuck? Time's just going by. Tinley is in what? 2 weeks? 2 weeks? 2 weekish? Damn. Who is ready for Tinley? I'm ready for Tinley. I know a lot of heavy hitters going to Tinley. If you're going to Tinley, drop a comment in the comment section, not in the live chats, but in the comment section, and I will send you a sticker. And I just sent off, guys, oh, sorry, not the green one. That's a VIP one. But anybody who drops a comment inside the comment section, I will send you a sticker. I just sent off over 13 stickers for people who've been leaving comments. So if you want a sticker, you want a Trap Talk sticker, just leave a comment for your boy, and I will shoot you one after you send me your info on IG. But yes, guys, go follow your boy on Instagram as well, Trap Talk God 619, and go follow the podcast's page as well on Instagram, the Trap Talk Reptile Podcast, and also on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, go follow and like the Trap Talk Podcast. That page could use some love. And if you're on Facebook right now watching, drop a like or a fucking love. Come on, give me some love on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? And then we need to get the likes up right now. Start that off with proper fucking energy because it's Blake. You feel me? It's going to be an awesome time. Oh, yeah. If you're looking for exclusive content, if you want to be a part of something that's growing by the day, if you want to just network and just tap in with some fucking real deal ball python breeders, chondro breeders, emerald breeders, a bunch of snake species breeders. Then we have monitor breeders. Just anyone who's relevant in the reptile game is a part of the Trap Talk Patreon family. So if you want to tap in with all of us, if you want to get part of the Discord, go to the very first link you see below, tap it, and then join the Trap Talk Patreon family. As soon as you join the Patreon family, you get a link to the Discord, taps you in with over 160 people. And these are real deal Holyfield motherfucking keepers. You feel me? All about our shit. And I love my Patreon members. You guys are the best. Seriously, man, you guys are the reason why I keep my shit moving so fast and consistent. And I'm going to take this shit to the top. We're all going to the top. I got to tell you right now, coolest reptile podcast in the world. Who's ready? Where's early birds? Who's ready? Hey, by the way, if you're in the live chats tonight and you're feeling saucy and you're feeling good, if you have a topic about otters or bears or sick-ass exotic birds for the homie Blake, drop a super chat. Don't be shy with the super chats. Who's going to be the first one to drop a super chat? Actually, first one that drops a super chat gets a gift. Straight up. That's all I got to say. Who is ready to rock and roll? Who is here? Raymond Goodwin in the building. Blake's my boy. Nah, bro. Everyone says Blake's my boy. Why is everyone saying Blake's my boy, dog? I'm just kidding, Raymond. I don't know this, so I'll ask him though. I'll validate this. But Blake's my boy. Been watching his channel since the beginning. Glad you're having him on. My opinion, heavy hitter, especially when it comes to the birds. Hey, you ain't facts on that, bro. I want to tap in with this guy and his birds. Thank you for being here, Raymond. Means a lot. Big Mike, 1776 Exotics, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. The OG Patreon member. Sunshine State Sulfurs, the homie West in the building. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Heartland Reptiles in the building. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Eclipse in the building. The homie from Sweden. My global trapper. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Thank you so much for being here. Wise guys, forget about it. Thanks for being here. Deviant Glass, Trap Talk Patreon member, sickest glass blower in the game. Go follow him. Believe me on that. Nick Schnack. What the hell, bro? How do you Schnack? Nick Schnack. Bro, I don't want to. I'm sorry, man. I'm a butcher king when it comes to names, but thank you for being here. Sick name. Fuck. 217 Pythons. What is good? Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Lily. My second favorite Lily on earth. Trap Talk Patreon member. Big sis in the building. Thank you for being here. Cohan's Constrictor in the building. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Ethan Hatchery in the building. Trap Talk Patreon member. Trap Talk management team. And my boy Ricky Bobby, above all scales. Trap Talk Patreon member. Trap Talk management team. Team Zoo Dreams all day, every day. That's my dog. See at the top. Running Reptiles in the building. Another Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. FTL Reptiles, homie Levi, Sexing and Flexing podcast. Go subscribe to their channel right now. He's a Trap Talk Patreon member. Thank you for being here. Bernsey B in the building. What's up, Bernsey B? I'll be Bernsey for sure, B. Eric's MORPH Factory in the building. What's good? Reptifari, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. West Kentucky Exotics. What is good, West Kentucky? How's it over there in the West Kentucky? All right. Texoma Exotics. Hand Purple Blue Piece. What the hell? Hey, give my boy Antoine his account back. I know one of you people took that away. That's fucked up. Julio Fulio in the building. What's up? Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Thanks for tapping in. Chip Indo. What's up, Chip Indo? Trap Talk Patreon member. Live chat. Hackler. My dog right here. I'm not going to lie, but goddamn, he busts his balls. I love it. Thanks for being here, Chip. Oh, look. Chip's actually the first one to drop a super chat. Now I have to send him a gift. My boy Chip, thank you so much. D's Balls and Exotics, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Naomi Zach from NW Herpetological, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. The JMH Reptiles in the building. What is good? Piyush Patel. What's up, Piyush Patel? Kraken. Sick ass name. Bosa Balls in the building. What's up, Aaron? Thanks for tapping in. Who else is here? Oh, the creative reptile homie in the building. What is good? My dog Diego. Can you text me, bro? Man, I feel like we broke up or something. This is my dog right here. My right-hand man. Now, he got in a car accident. Now, commuting is just difficult for the guy. But I miss you, man. Come hang out. Bods Exotic Reptiles. Jeremy in the building. What's up, buddy? Thanks for tapping in. JKJ Reptiles in the building. The homie Jay's Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. All right, who else is here? We're gonna have to wrap this up. So many people in the building. I appreciate you guys. Scale Fins and Feathers. The homie Josh Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Blacklist Exotics Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Josh Squires in the building. What's up, Josh Squires? Clover Reptiles. The homie Alvaro. Damn, man. What is up with me? Either way, these names are challenging, though, right? Like, come on. We all know I have a speech impediment. These names are challenging. Alvaro. Clover Reptiles, Alvaro, one of the freshest and newest Trap Talk Patreon members. And because you are the freshest Trap Talk Patreon member, we're going to end it with you. We're going to end in style, Alvaro. Go follow Clover's Reptiles on Instagram right now. And guys, it is game time. Listen, do what you got to do to stay hydrated. Strap up. It's going to get hot. It's going to get heavy. But this is episode 311 or 12. Oh my God, I'm losing track. This is episode 311. And yeah, that's a bear in front of my boy right there. We are not playing. Get the likes up. Super chats, get them cracking. We're coming at you right now with Blake from Exotic Animal Ranch. Let's go. Choo!
Good.
You ready for do more in the future? Trap Talk podcasts?
Yes.
Man.
Only Trap Talk. Exclusive.
Yes,
Tell 'em.
Exclusive. Oh,
So stop calling us.
Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the crop, gotta love it or not. I'm hot from the hop to the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with everybody, we do it. Everybody, we do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up.
and we are live with the big homie Blake from Blake
What's
Exotic
going on?
Animal Ranch. What's up, dog?
Chilling another day.
And from what I've seen on the text, it was a long day for you, wasn't it? And you're still here.
It was a good day.
Yeah.
It was a fun day.
Man, I don't see how days aren't going to be fun with what you do, but we're going to get all into it tonight. How you living though, man? Freshly a pops. How's that going? You know, you got your son that he's a few months old now. How old is he now?
Yeah, he's about 4 months old now.
How's that been, man?
Good.
Yeah.
Chilling. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure people are wondering because we're going to kind of tap into your plate load of I mean, I don't know. It's a lifestyle for me, but at the end of the day, you wake up and you got chores to do, right? You have an agenda every single day. So before we get into that, I'm sure people are wondering how you're doing balancing being a new father and then still maintaining the animals. How's that been?
So now it's like almost like a real-ish job because I go to my girl's house every single day.
Okay.
And I leave. I get here probably around like 8:30 at night, 9 o'clock at night, and then I leave here every morning around 8 a.m. Drive about 20 minutes to my ranch where my parents are at and start my day. My day consists of pretty much, walking around the ranch, making sure everything is good, running, everything is, set in stone, and then I start feeding. Doing all the birds first, and then the mammals, and then, chickens, birds, tons of stuff. And then after all that, then I start sorting produce every single day. Sort produce. I play with lettuce all day long.
Now, like I said, I obviously this built up over time, right? I mean, I'm sure you weren't born with diapers fucking feeding birds this way, So one of your stories that I would like for you to kind of talk about is what you said at Animal Con, which, by the way, I went into Animal Con very nervous, bro, because at the end of the day, a lot of these creators are just kind of weird, bro. Like they're just not it's not that they're weird, but they're just not really like, it's hard. Either they're hard to read or there's just something about some people. Right. And I remember meeting you on the first panel and like the energy and vibe I got for you felt so authentic. And I met your lady and I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, I almost felt like I just wanted to ask you questions the whole time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyways, Animal Con, right? You went ahead and kind of broke down like the relationship with you and your mom. And how a lot of the reason why you're doing what you're doing is because you got a mom that basically just rides for you and believes in your passion. Oh, yeah. And that goes back since you were a kid, right? Or how can we kind of talk about that?
Yeah. So like my dad and mom, I mean, obviously they've been together forever, but my dad always had snakes. He used to have like reticulators and Burmese pythons and all this big stuff. Okay. And then he started getting me my first turtles and stuff of that sort. So when I remember maybe 4 to 5 years old, I had I had a couple parrots, I had a couple dogs, I had maybe one snake, a couple turtles and tortoises, and then fish. And then my parents always put me in sports, and I really didn't like sports that much. I just always wanted more animals and more animals. So we had a little backyard that was maybe 1,500 square foot. And after about 10 years of living there, until I was probably about 12 years old, I think I had that thing stacked to the rim with cages from all sorts of stuff. Tons of turtles and tortoises. I had chickens. I had parrots. I had dogs. I mean, I had everything back there.
At 12 years old?
12 to 16 years old, yeah.
So, by the time you were 16, that shit was just stacked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like I had what you want to call it? Down the road, my buddy had a couple acres, and I got my first 2 goats, and I got my first 12 chickens. I would ride my bike almost a mile every morning and night to go over there to feed those animals.
And you know what's crazy, man? It's like I remember one of the biggest things stands out in my head is when I was 6 years old, and I realized I had an uncle who had a ranch like yours. I mean, not like it was just an exotic ranch. Like he had everything you could think of. And I remember being around that, and like I went there every summer from 6 years old to 14 years old. And all I ever did was go to that ranch and just obsessed. Yeah. And I couldn't believe, like, I was like, there's not too many people who aren't zoo people that get to do this. Like and that's when I realized I wanted it. You know, I always wanted to do shit that not a lot of people did either. Like I was always into, like, I liked doing, but animals, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of hard to explain the love for an animal at a young age. It's either,
so like
either you get it or you don't.
My mom would always take me. My dad was always working. My mom would always take me to every freaking zoo, every aquarium, all those places. We had year passes. We'd be there all the time, every weekend. And then when I would find animals like on Craigslist and stuff, I would go to these people's houses, and I was so amazed on seeing people's backyards. Everybody's backyard has a zoo in their backyard. So that's kind of funny how like this talk is about exotic animal zoos and all that, because I've been to so many people's backyard, and it just amazes me from how much space they have and how much they can put back there and how awesome the stuff looks. And since I've been doing it, I've done the same thing on my ranch. It's insane.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of you know, like it was a shock for me, right, being that young around those animals. But like you said, like it was a normal thing for you. Like you grew up being able to fulfill like a childhood fucking fantasy working with animals, because you're in the land, the mecca of where that's what people do where you're at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, born and raised in Florida, right?
Correct.
Now, you know, were there limitations from your parents? Like, were there certain things you wanted at a young age that they were like, "No, you're tripping," like, or did they let you have whatever the hell you wanted? What was that? I'm curious.
So when I was younger, my mom never liked animals eating other animals. So that was like no snakes, none of that stuff, this and that. But my dad was like, "You can get it, like you're good."
Right, obviously.
And then when I was younger, I mean, I started getting pretty big. Like when we moved to the new property, I started growing like pretty big, and I started getting a lot of animals. And my dad was like, "Yo, it's getting expensive. Like you need to focus on one thing and figure that out only." So I got rid of a lot of my poultry, my birds, and all that stuff. I kept my goats and all that stuff, but then I just focused on turtle and tortoises. And then probably 5 to 6 years ago, that's when I started social media, and I was able to pay for everything on my own and explode from there.
So what year was that with the social media? When did you start that?
Probably around 2017.
Okay, and I feel like that was like when stories were coming out. That was like probably the perfect time anyone could start social media, especially with animals. Did your page take off pretty quickly, or did it like was there a certain time throughout the last few years where things really took off? Because you have a pretty solid following. So
yeah, I mean, so I probably had around 60 to 70,000 subscribers at my property, and then I actually had like a baddest situation happen. I was really like bad with like lightning situations, and I had lightning strike my barn, and I had a whole fish. I had all my fish in there and all my turtles and tortoises around there, and I lost everything inside there. So that kind of made like a storyline for me, and everybody wanted to see my like rebuild. So I think everybody says it was one of those things that, you know, it was horrible, but it turned out to be in the good, and I was able to turn it all back around. But it was a horrible time. I
mean, and that's like kind of like I dread something that
scary.
Yeah, because I mean, like you can't control it, right? And sometimes, like I've seen people go through shit like that, but they love the animal so much where they're like, we have to rebuild. I mean, and when you go through shit like that, man, I mean, I just know that
it goes two ways. It goes two ways. You're gonna just completely stop and change your whole lifestyle, or you keep on doing it.
Right. But I mean, like, could you ever see yourself without the animals ever in your life? I mean, you can't, you know what I mean? So to some people, there is no choice. It is save what I have, but I'm like always going to have an animal in my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, what were some of the hardest lessons you learned even at a young age? Because, you know, mistakes happen, bro. Like, I mean, no matter what you work with, shit, you know, animals react differently. You know, you get bit or, you know, some escape. Like, how much of that shit did you go through as a kid?
Escaping stuff, not too crazy. Getting bit a little bit, but I was always quick in my hands. I always say that's why I like to have turtles and tortoises. The snake thing, the lizard thing, it's cool, but you know, I like to, like I always say, the turtle always wins the race, and I'm always nice and calm and chill. So that's why I was stuck with those things. But now in the last like 2 to 3 years, I've been getting some more spicy animals, like with the birds and stuff that are a little quicker. But yeah, I mean, all that it's been good. I mean, I've lost animals, of course, but I always find them, and you know, I get them back. Things happen. Everybody has a situation. Everything happens. But the hardest thing when I was younger definitely was understanding when animals would die, and then it was just like, what the heck happened? Like, and it just happened overnight, and it was just a pain in the ass. So like now, I can read so many animals now, and being around so many animals and everything, you just really figure the stuff out before that, and try to help them.
Yeah, I would feel like toughest thing as a kid keeping animals is dealing with the death. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because obviously you're attached to it, and
Correct.
to really grasp the circle of life at a young age, you know,
It's hard.
I mean, thankfully we had Lion King, but still, like, it's fucking, that can only go so far sometimes. And I told the story how when I lost my first condor at 33, I cried like a little baby. I was so mad, and I thought I was never gonna have one again. That's why, you know what I mean? So it's crazy, bro.
After the fire and all that stuff, that really just like it was a horrible time for me, and like I figured it all out afterwards, and it was really tough. It sucked. Like, I lost a lot of projects in there that I had for 8-9 years and just gone in 30 seconds. So it was a bad time.
Sorry,
So,
I was gonna ask you what year was that?
I think it was 2018.
Shit. So just a year after you got into the like posting. Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck. And like, what did you wake up in the morning and realize it, or was it like, did you get an alarm notice? What happened when you found out? I'm curious.
So there was Florida. Florida has crazy freaking rainstorms every once in a while. Florida is the most hit spot in like United States that gets hit by lightning all the time.
Sure, 100%.
And it was right after a thunderstorm. A storm went away, and when the storm's just about start going away, there's always a couple last little hitting strikes. Me and my mom went to go to lunch, and the neighbors started calling me, this and that. A bunch of people started calling me and saying that your barn's on fire. My barn was made out of wood back then. It was just a wood old barn. And I was like I always stay calm. You know what I mean? I stay calm. And then when we went over, we were probably like 7 miles away. And it was blue skies after that. Right after the storm, blue skies. You can flip over the switch of anything when it's thunderstorm to blue skies. And it turns
I've seen that firsthand at Florida. That shit's crazy weird. I don't know.
Quick.
Fucking right.
Quick. And when we went over this one little hill over the highway, all we see is black smoke and from a distance. And I was like, holy shit. Like, that's when my heart sunk right there. And then my mom just started taking like all the red lights and everything. We pulled up to the house. There was fire trucks everywhere, people everywhere. I ran back there like a freaking, my head was cut off. And the firefighters and the cops freaking held me back because I wanted to obviously go save my stuff. Yeah. And it was bad. My friends and everyone came, like the news came. It was a shit show. It was a shit show. And it was not a fun time. And then like, it was just bad. It was not fun. I had so much rare stuff in there and turtles and stuff that I can't find right now. Like, no one has them anymore.
I mean, I was going to ask you because that's like the #1 hottest animal being imported is turtle species, because a lot of this shit can't be imported no more. So like, do you have, I mean, I don't want to fucking, you know, reopen any wounds, but like, are there any projects that stick out to you that went down in that fucking that disaster that you really wish you had? Or
I had a group, so I can name 3 things right now. I had a group of hypo redfoot tortoises in there, laying eggs, ready to go, lost them all. I had a group of albino cicadas and ivory cicadas in there, lost them all. I had aldabras in there, lost them all.
Oh shit.
I had a bunch of rare wood turtles that nobody could find anymore. Nobody has them, and those are one of the ones that I can't find at all, and they're gone. I had western Herman tortoises in there, gone. I mean, I had probably 18 different species of turtles and tortoises in the back of my building. That was gone. I had fly river turtles, gone. It was
fuck, man.
It was not fun. It was
but the character that built off that is kind of what we're kind of getting to here. It's like, you know, as much as that was painful to go through, you had a lot of people.
It makes you stronger, it builds you up. Yeah,
right.
Makes you stronger, builds you up, and then it's just like a lot of people are like, oh, he doesn't care when an animal dies or this and that. And it's like, at the end of the day, if you don't have a farm mentality with having a farm, you're not going to survive. It's just not going to happen. You got to realize that animals are going to die every once in a while, and you're going to do the best you can do. And if you go to the vet for every single animal and you're not a millionaire, you're going to go broke.
Yeah, no shit. You got to become the vet. You got to become the vet, if not better, after a while. And that's why, like, I don't get to, there's some things that are put out on social media platforms where, fuck it, we'll just say Kevin, shout out to Kevin from Nerd. But, when Kevin did his own kind of surgical thing, I mean, as much as people didn't want to see that, he's at that level where he could fucking do that shit. I mean, I guess he's not a licensed, but like he's more comfortable doing it than taking it to a vet. And at the end of the day, if that's what he wants, see, I just wouldn't put it on camera though. That's the thing. Like,
I don't put too much stuff on camera. I only put like the good.
Because who could understand that? I mean, really, like people just don't want to see an animal in pain. They don't want to see it, and I don't blame you. I mean, neither do we. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So I mean,
everybody takes things differently, and you can't show the world real life because they live in an apartment or they live in wherever they live, and they just never seen real life, unfortunately.
Yeah, dude. And also, man, people could just be having a bad moment in their life. Like some people will just take everything way too like, whoa, but it's because they're fucked up. Like they're going and that's another thing to be cautious about. You know what I mean? That's why, like, as much as it's like okay to some of us, there's probably somebody who's emotionally so edgy and just like, and they're a huge animal lover and it will fucking set them off. And but a lot of these people don't attack unless there's a group behind them. You know what I mean? They like to, and that's, but still, like, that shows you how many depressed, fucked up people are out there. So like, why even mess with them? Like, don't even poke at them. I feel like, and I used to be an advocate at poking at those motherfuckers, bro. And they come at you. Oh my God, do they come at you? And it's like, whoa. So
keyboard warriors,
man, I love it, bro. The fingers are swole as fuck. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But did you always see yourself kind of different from other people growing up in school and shit like that? Because obviously I feel like when you work with animals, even at a young age, your mental state of mind is a little bit more mature than other people your age because you're like taking care of shit. So did you know what you wanted to do from the get-go, bro? Like as a kid, you're like, listen, I'm always going to be around animals. Fuck the job. Or I'm curious how that went for you.
Yeah. I mean, when I was in school and everything, I always thought I always had more responsibility than anybody else. People would be like, oh, my mom's making me go walk my dog, or I have to go clean the kitty litter or this and that. And I just look at them and laugh. And it's like, obviously they don't like animals or they're just lazy as heck or whatever it is. And then I go home and I have my zoo I have to take care of, which is what I love. It's not a job to me. It's what I love to do. And yeah, that's just how that went. And what was the other question you said?
Well, I mean, just like, oh my God. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, you and I are like the same. Forget quick.
This happens like every one. Okay, well, I hold on. What? Hold on, because dude, I feel like when I put on the spot, it sucks. We were just talking about to remind me what we were just talking about. And it'll come right back. Hold on. What did you just say?
Something about like I'm lost too. You don't worry about me.
Bro, no, dude, I need something to feed off of. Hold on. We were talking about oh damn, dude, I'm going off the deep end right now.
That's always me. I get talking, I'll forget.
No, but it's getting deeper because I'm trying to fish for it, and I'm like, because I feel like it was important. All right, anyways, it'll come back. But okay, My thing was, at the end of the day, no matter how loaded your parents are, because I have cousins and shit that their parents are fucking rich, man.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, bro, they didn't like, there was limitations to what their kids would get and buy. I mean, some of them are like, wow, your parents are really strict. How did your mom and dad manage like what you need to provide to take care of the animals? Because I'm sure after you stacking so many animals, they weren't just letting you fucking let them pay for everything, right? So did you come up with a system to start selling shit to pay for shit, like at all? Like, how did you manage that?
So I always bred tortoises and turtles all the time, mostly tortoises. And whenever I had anything, every year it was, season eggs are starting to lay. I knew I was going to make some money. I was always able to sell them on Craigslist, sell them to other people, all that stuff. And on Instagram, back then, my Instagram used to be called Blake's Reptile Ranch. It was never Blake's Exotic Animal Ranch, but when I started social media, I made it to Blake's Exotic Animal Ranch because I knew I didn't want to stay with just reptiles. I wanted to be everything. So when I started, I would find a tortoise, or not find a tortoise, but, breed some tortoises, whatever I produce. I would sell them, trade, stuff of that sort. I always sold chickens. I always sold birds. I always sold goats. Any little dollar I made, I always put it right back into my hobby. And then for food and all that stuff, I always found the way to do it a cheaper way, you could say. And now in the last probably 9 years since I've been the biggest, the 10 years I've been the biggest, I've been blessed enough to find people just to, United States throws away so much stuff.
Right.
So much stuff. So I'm able to get all my produce, all my fruits, all my veggies and everything. I haven't bought anything in the last 10 years.
And so you like weekly have a spot that you go to, or is it like every other day? How often are you picking up produce?
Every day.
Every day.
I go through about 2 to 3 wheelbarrows of produce every single day.
Holy shit. So let's kind of walk. Let's kind of walk like a typical day for you, right? Or even this morning, right? You wake up. Like, what's the game plan as soon as you wake up?
All right. So like I said, I stay at my girl's house. I wake up around 8, 20-minute drive to the house. As soon as I get there, I walk around the property. Once I'm done walking around the property, I get inside, collect all the bowls from the night before, clean all the bowls. So that's bowls meaning like bird bowls. So I have my aviary. I have other types of birds that I got to clean the bowls. Come inside, and if I don't have fruit prep for that day, I have to cut fruit. It takes me about 35 to 45 minutes. Cut a bunch of fresh fruit, separate it to all everybody's bowls, go feed those bowls, get more feed ducks, go through other stuff. I have 15 dogs. You have to make sure I go through the dogs first.
You got 15 dogs?
Yeah, I got a lot.
Bro, I'm going to your spot. Are you kidding me? That sounds like heaven. I fucking love dogs. 15 dogs?
I got a lot. I have all my
they all kick it together? They're all chill or what?
It's 3 groups.
Oh, okay.
I got the old group, I got the young group, and then I got the inside group. The inside group is just 4 Malteses. Okay. They're little white dogs that don't shed. They're like my mom's dogs. Right. But as soon as I get home, they're sleeping in the crate, so I open them up, take them out to use the bathroom. Then I use to take out the 2 other groups of dogs, and they run around, and they stay out for a few hours until they want to go back in.
That's so
then cool. I grab like a big bucket of feed, and I go feed all the chickens. I have probably around 60 to 70 chickens. I have the donkeys, the goats. I got to make sure I feed them all hay. Everybody gets hay. It takes me probably around 2 to 3 hours. Nah, I'm lying. Let me back that out. I'll say about 1.5 hours to feed everybody if everything's prepped and ready to go.
And then add another 45 minutes if the food's not prepped.
Yes.
Okay.
And then after all that, then it's cleaning time. So then, I go around and I'm cleaning the otters. I'm making sure everything's good. I'm looking back on cameras to see who laid eggs late night. Like tonight, that's why I was probably pretty late. I had like 7 redfoots laying eggs right now. So I was just going around collecting eggs. So I was just doing all that. I'm going around checking for other enclosures for things. The aviary is a pain in the butt because of rodents and like squirrels and stuff. They want to like chew through the net. So I have to make sure there's no holes. If I have to patch anything for birds trying to get out. What else do I have to look for?
Bro,
there's all sorts of stuff.
Like, bro, I can't believe this is your life. Like, this is nuts. Like, I cannot believe this. That's
Oliver and Callie.
This is under your responsibility. These 2 fucking amazing, beautiful creatures.
Yeah, they're dope. So they go to sleep every single night. So before I got here, I locked them up into the lockout. So they stay in there at night, and then when I get home in the morning, they come back out.
What are their names?
It's Oliver and Callie.
I want to cry. When did you okay, let's kind of talk about when you started bridging your passion and experience from working with reptiles to mammals. When did that started picking up? And then even also the exotic side of birds. Like when did that all start escalating and getting to this point right here? Like, this is fucking nuts.
So I always had dogs. Yeah. Then I had goats and I had donkeys and I had a cow, had rabbits. I bred rabbits like crazy. I sold them to pet stores and stuff. I stopped all that. And then, to be honest, I just started in the last 6 or 7 years. I just wanted animals that nobody had, or animals that were cool that I can make bad to the bone freaking enclosures with. And the birds were dope because I always had parrots. So I had Amazons and different types of parrots, and I always had quail, had chickens. I've always had all different types of animals my whole entire life. People are think I'm talking shit all the time, but if I pull up old videos and old pictures on Facebook and things that we have saved, it's always been that way. Ducks, chickens, just everything. And I guess exotic mammals in the last 4 years. So I got otters, capybara, deer. What else did I get? Those are the most exotic mammals as of right now.
With the otters though, first and foremost, who did you cop otters from?
You can find otters from anybody in the States.
So Florida, it was within Florida is where you found the otters.
Yeah, you get them in Florida. Anywhere. There's plenty of breeders in Florida. There's breeders in California. No, not California. There's breeders in Texas. There's breeders in Arizona. Yeah. And Georgia, Virginia.
You have a fucking really awesome tank set up for them and whatnot. How long did that take for you to get ready and stuff?
So I have a sponsorship with a pawn company. It's called Aquascape. And they get their pawns done in 3 days. So the whole otter pond was done in 3 days.
So everything was ready to go within 3 days for them.
Yeah, so I first got the building. I knew I wanted the building for them. Then I went to Alabama, picked out all the rocks with my girl, got all the rocks shipped, all the equipment shipped. The people came.
Why Alabama? I'm just curious.
The last 2 ponds that I had were all local rock, and I wanted something a little different.
And you could tell there's a quite bit of a difference just with the rock.
Yeah, so like here in Florida, we have cap rock. It's just like big white boulders. They turn green and black when the sun hits them with the algae. And then the Alabama rock is like a brown, nice flat stone.
And then how did you get all the rock in, like taken over? You just put it in your truck or what? Like truckloads of rock, or what'd you do?
Yeah, it gets delivered on 2 semi trucks. It was 14 pallets of rock. My biggest rock that I picked out was 4,500 pounds.
I cannot believe you have this. Like this is so fucking
so
unbelievable.
The pond company I work with, I told them, I said, I'm most likely getting otters. They're like, okay. I said, I need a pond. They're like, all right. And I said, if I do get these otters, you need to guarantee me that we can make a viewing panel. And they said they had this pond coming for like 25, 30 years, and they were like, we never had a viewing panel before. I was like, we got to figure it out. And they figured it out. I'm the first one in their company to ever have a viewing panel.
That's on some SeaWorld shit, bro. Like I feel like I'm at SeaWorld right now. I'm not even joking.
That's the best way to view them and be around them. So that's the reason why I wanted that panel.
Because they're social animals, it looks like.
Very
like yeah, so it's like I feel like they would like to be able to see you.
They're very playful. They never like stop moving. They might stop like 2-3 hours out of the day to take a nap, and then they're just on crack again. They're going crazy.
And so is it just because this time of year you're taking them in, and in summer they're out there all the time, or do you always bring them in?
I bring them in every single night.
And
they have a lockout. They have marble floors and AC.
And why is that? Because it needs to be a certain temperature for them, or like what's the
just me keeping my animals spoiled.
Well, amen, brother. I would do the same thing.
I know a lot of breeders that just keep them outside, and it's 100% fine. It's for the state of Florida, it's just a simple, pretty easy permit. But I treat them as a more high class animal, just because that's how I treat a lot of my animals, with double doors, triple doors, and all that stuff for no issues. And yeah, that's just how I keep all my animals.
I'm assuming on top of you being a reptile and animal fanatic, you were a natural at do-it-yourself type shit, like building stuff. You did as a young kid. You're taking dad's tools and shit, or when did you get good at building shit? I suck, bro. Like that's one thing. I'm not good at.
I'm not the best at it. A lot of my stuff will be sideways, so that's why I like to have my dad or a couple of people help me out. But I could get the job done. Is it gonna look nice on video? No. So if I'm gonna have somebody else, like if I want it, if in the last 5 years I've have other people help me out that make sure everything's straight. Because if not, it's just gonna be like this. It's gonna be sideways.
Right. I mean, but also like it's kind of like brings a whole nother enjoyment to what we do when you're able to kind of build this shit yourself.
But the ideas and the designs and all that stuff, that's all me. I come up with all the ideas, all the designs. I tell everybody, if you need an idea design, give me a square piece of land and I'll give you the craziest ideas in the world.
Yeah.
Like I have the ideas.
What are some of the best ideas that have like kind of changed over time as far, because I bet you've gotten better at building certain things outside, right? Because you've learned and whatnot.
Oh yeah, traveling, seeing other facilities, other zoos, exploring. If you don't explore and get out of your house.
Any zoo or facility stand out to you that you could kind of give props to?
San Diego Zoo.
Dog, when you come back to San Diego, dog?
I've been there 4 times.
Come back, bro. You gotta let me know when you're here. Did you pay did you pay to get in?
No.
All right, good. Because I got you. Let me know. You know what I mean?
I've been in the back of the reptile rooms and all that stuff.
That's so sick. Okay, cool. Now, kind of verting back here, as far as breeding, how important is the breeding part of things with what you do now? Like, obviously, I know you were talking about how you had redfoot eggs, but is that still a financial piece as far as what you have going on? Like, is breeding super important to you as of today?
Yes, my bread and butter is definitely breeding turtles and tortoises. It's always been. Everything I have on my property is paired up. I always say I'm like a Noah's Ark. Everything has a male and female. I don't have anything that's not male and female. I have maybe 3 or 4 animals that aren't. That's just because I got them at a young age and they just won't bond to another of their species and they'll just kill it. So I just don't have another pair for it. But everything I get is always unrelated at the same time, because the future goal for all these animals that I have is to produce more and to put more on this earth. So I've always have everything is paired up. So I
feel you on that.
Yeah. So all the turtles and tortoises are paired up. If I don't have a mate for it, I'm finding a mate. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, the pet trade is crazy and the wild is disappearing every single day because of us. And if we don't keep Noah's Arks like we are right now, everything's gonna be gone.
Well, let's talk about a pretty serious topic for the reptile industry. You know, not only the U.S. Ark, but U.S. Ark Florida and FWC and things that happen. I feel like the most in Florida. There's a shout out to Chip. Chip has a question. He wants to know how you think FWC handles animal permits and the enforcement for people who are doing what you're doing in your state. Like, do you feel like that's being regulated or I mean, let's kind of talk about that if you don't mind. Thank you, Chip.
I mean, I think a lot of it's bull. I think they're getting ran by not the right people for sure. They're doing stuff that makes no sense whatsoever. They're trying to change laws that's been the same for the last like 25 years, 20 years, whatever it is. And it just makes no sense. We live in America. We should be able to do what we want to do. If you get in trouble, yeah, your permits should get taken. But they shouldn't be switching up laws how they are right now. They want to make that new law or some crap that if anything that lives in Florida, it shouldn't be here. Well, that's just bull. That's retarded. Like, I think that's the dumbest thing in the world. It's just going to make all animal people go into the black market. Like, they're not going to be able to find people's stuff. And I'll say that straight up. Like, stuff's going to disappear and people are just going to say that they don't have it anymore.
It's gonna become the drug game.
100%. I've always said the animals has been the drug game ever. Like, it's always been. It's worse than the drug game.
It's always been related to it. Like, I mean, we think about animals that came in the 70s all came with drugs. That's how it worked. You know what I mean?
All in Florida. A lot of it in Florida.
Now, what do you think about people like mad at Florida? Like, you know, you have people who blame Florida keepers of why shit's happening the way it is. Go ahead.
It's about what they hear from other people. I don't think they understand, because I've had talks with other people, and I just switch them like this. If I give them a good talk and tell them like straight up, like, no, you guys are idiots. Like, there's a lot bigger issues out there than just animal keepers. Animal keepers are not doing anything bad. Yes, there's a couple. I'm sure there's a couple that are idiots, and there's some that, you know, probably shouldn't have permits. So those are the ones that should be, I guess, penalized, not the people that are doing things right. What is right? I mean, yeah, man, what is right? Nobody knows what is right. Everybody has their own opinion. That's the other thing too.
Out of all the animals you keep, what are you getting the most pressure on if you're not getting, or if you're even getting pressure? But what's the thing I guess you're most worried about if shit were to hit the fan for Florida?
Well, they say that everything lives outside. All my animals live outside. We live in sunny South Florida for a reason. We don't live in a cold environment, so we'll have things in buildings. You know what I mean? We have the Florida sun for a reason. It's a huge, right. So everything's outside. So everything lives outside. So it would destroy everybody in Florida. But that's just, everybody's just gonna hide. No one's gonna get rid of stuff.
And the way I think about it too, not to like have anyone just be relaxed about this, but the way I look at it is like whatever law is made for whatever time, you know, for them to actually get to the point where they're knocking at your door, there's going to be another law in place. Like there's going to be somebody else who's probably going to undo what's happening. Because how many times have you seen something get put in place and then it gets undone and then put in place and undone? You know, like the Lacey Act. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, how much of that have you seen just back and forth since you've been keeping animals?
Bro, to be honest, I keep my head in my ranch.
It's easier that way, isn't it?
Yeah, like I started freaking out maybe the end of last year. People were getting in my head a little too much, and it started stressing me out too much, and I started freaking out. And I was like, I'm moving. I'm out of here. Like, I'm going to the freaking woods, taking everything with me, and nobody's gonna know where I'm at. No more social media. I'm gone. Social media is the way you're gonna get roped quick. So, what you want to call it? Like, I was freaking out, but then I just calmed down and, you know, relaxed and kind of blew them off a little bit. And I can pay attention. I see what's going on, but I don't freak out as much as I was before.
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like first and foremost, what does freaking out even do for you? You know what I mean? It's like, and I feel like a lot of the people who are making issues of certain situations, it's not even involving them. It's just kind of like the outsiders kind of speaking.
They don't even keep anything,
or they don't
even keep an animal.
Yeah,
it's like somebody telling me on a social media telling me that I'm keeping something wrong, and it's like, what do you keep? A goldfish? Which sure, goldfish should be hard to take care of, but like, don't. I've been doing this for a very long time, and I know what I'm doing, and I know what I'm doing. That is fine. I'm not trying to be like cocky about it or anything like that, but it's just like I have some of the best old timers, the best people that taught me some of the best things, and just they've seen it all, and they're like, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, and that's why at the end of the day, like mentors is what matters. Like, you mean like, okay, you listen to everybody who talks to you, you're never gonna fuck. You're gonna go crazy.
Yeah,
like
you only listen to some of the stuff.
and what the relevant stuff. You know what I
Correct.
mean? Shit that makes sense to you, and don't let anything else cloud what you feel is right. That's It's like you said, keep your head in the ranch. That's all. I feel like that should be a saying on a shirt.
Yeah, right.
Keep your head in the ranch.
That's a good one.
Yeah, listen. So, what are some of the things that you feel like are going to be the most? I don't know, like, because I know you understand. I know that there's everything that you keep, you want to eventually breed at some point, but like, what do you think is the most far-fetched thing that you could get to breed? Like, is it the otters? Like, what do you think your biggest challenge is for anything that you keep as far as what you want to produce someday?
Few species of birds I have in the aviary that I know are a little hard, that it would be real cool. I mean, it's just like, once I produce that animal, it's like, heck yeah, I did it. And then they keep on breeding and they're happy and they're good. Like the otters, I'm waiting for them. Hopefully this year I should have some pups. The deer, same thing. I know everyone breeds deer and stuff, but the species I have is a little different. And hopefully this year, everything I have is about 3 years old now. The capybara I had, they produce well. They're doing great.
That thing's cool.
Yeah, so that's dope. What else? I produce tons of goats. I produce cows. I produce donkeys.
You saw a cow be born?
Yeah, I have a whole herd of cows on another property because I'm expanding on another property already. Trying to go bigger.
How far is that from your original property?
So it's my buddy's land. It's about 2 hours from me.
Okay.
He has 100 acres, and we're working on 50 acres, fencing it off.
And he has animals too, or is he just letting the property? He's just giving.
He likes animals. He likes animals. He just told me he could do what I want.
What a homie! Send a homie like that to me, please. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Most of my friends. I always say I have no new friends. All my friends been since I was like elementary school.
I mean, like, here's the thing. Like, it's just things happen organically. Like, if like, here's the thing. You know that this animal game will bring you around some of the coolest people that you've never thought you could meet, but also will bring you around the worst. You know, you have to just be good at judging people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You got to read people.
You got to read people, and then also, like, just because you're cool on social media doesn't mean he's a good person in person. Like you got to stop on being in love with people until you meet them. Like, meet them first. You know what I mean? Shit, even after you meet them, that don't mean nothing. Motherfuckers are goddamn sneaky as fuck. You know, like, it's just at the end of the day, it's easier when it's less. You know what I mean? But then it's better when it's organic. Like when you know all your boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. None of my real friends or anything like that have anything of animals. They just come to my house to see animals. But I mean, of course, I've met and I have tons of animal friends now that I'm mutual friends with and everything like that.
I mean, because here's the thing, it's unfortunate, but it's natural. Like I talked about this on a podcast, I think on Monday, how no matter who your community is, who your friends are, like if you guys are both doing the same thing. So let's say you and I are both breeding snakes and we got in it together. At some point when somebody passes the other, okay, there's a really good chance that this person who just can't figure it out and he's watching you, just things happen mentally to that person. Okay. Yeah. Some of them I can't tell you not everyone but there's like the people who don't take that personally, or it's like a 2% population of people who can mentally be happy for somebody. Everyone else, they cannot stand to be passed up, bro. So it makes so much sense why your circle are full of non-animal people, but people who love animals, but they're just not trying to be you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I had a bunch of friends. Like I have friends and stuff that breed tortoises and stuff too, like other friends that are not like my true friends, like my animal friends. And when I started seeing all these new people start breeding tortoises in the last, I would say like 6 to 7 years, the tortoise game, I think, went up and a lot more people want tortoises. And I thought it was like competition. So I was like, damn, like I need something better. This and that. And now in the last, like, I would say 3 years, I guess I've matured up a little bit more, or whatever you want to say. And I was like, at the end of the day, people are with the social media world, people are going to like you for who you are. They're going to buy from you who you are, like clothing brands, shoe brands, all that stuff. If you want to buy Nikes, you're going to buy Nikes. You want to buy freaking, Adidas, you're going to buy Adidas. It's just whatever your preference is. So let's say Joe Schmo next door has a redfoot tortoise and they want to sell it and I have one too. It's just whoever likes it. At the end of the day, there's millions of people that are going to like what you like. And I just, mellow down a lot, and now I don't care. Like, I'll keep it till tomorrow, and if it sells, it sells. If it doesn't sell, it doesn't sell. And that's how I really calm down with all that stuff and don't let anything bother me like that anymore.
Man, it's kind of like, that's why that saying, do what you love, keep what you love. Whatever it is that you're working with, you truly are enjoying it, you love it, then if you can't sell it, it's not going to bother you. You're
Well,
still,
like, I mean, everybody that breeds snakes, I mean, back then it was like so many ball pythons and stuff, and I think that kind of slowed down a little bit, but I know everybody still has them.
it's big. It's
Yeah,
there's a lot. Ball pythons are big right now as far as how many people are still getting in it.
Yeah.
It might have slowed down a little bit, maybe, because like, you know, when COVID happened, it was like a fucking trendsetter. Like everyone had that fuck off money, and they were just easily influenced into getting into the ball python game and getting into it to a level where they're, you know, some are a little ahead of themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, you're gonna learn quick. You know, and that's why, like, listen, ball pythons. It's like you know, you breed the tortoises. You have shit that you are like your bread and butter. Like my bread and butter are my ball pythons, and that's the most boringest thing I keep. But I understand what I need to do to be relevant to keep this going. Like if I don't keep that, because that's what got me on the map. I'm not gonna lie. So why am I gonna?
A lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people. But what's funny is like, man, a lot of people are just not a lot of. I can't say a lot of people, but there are just people who are just one direction. And what I mean by that, it's like, you only keep and breed one thing. How do you not get tired of it? I'm not tired of it, but like, how are you like really like, I don't know. Like, and I'm not talking for anybody else, but I knew instantly I had to get into other stuff besides ball pythons.
Well, that's me. Like, yeah, everyone's just reptiles or this and that. And I couldn't do that. Like my hobby is keeping monster fish. So I have a building that's 1,900 square foot that I built just for my fish.
So like freshwater, saltwater,
freshwater monster fish from like South America and the Amazon and stuff. I'm building a big giant tank right now. It's like a 6,000 gallon fish tank.
What is it called? It's not Parentes, but what's the what's the name of that fucking humongous freshwater fish?
Arapaima.
Yes.
Yeah,
bro.
I have one of those.
How many of those do you have?
I just have one big girl. She's like about 5 foot now.
Oh my gosh! And where's that? Is that facility on your property?
Yeah.
Is that building on your property?
Yeah.
And is that's like a whole nother daily routine as well? Like you go there and make the rounds in there, or what? How's that work?
Yeah, I'm in there every single day. I check on the fish all the time. I feed them about 4 times a week, every afternoon, 4 times every afternoon, and then I do water changers twice a week, and then I throw pellet every day for them.
So the water change, how long the water changes take?
About an hour and a half.
And you do that how often?
Twice a week.
Okay, because the biggest tank you have in there is how big?
It's a 6,000 gallon, but it's not done yet. It's almost done.
6,000 gallon, dog?
Yeah.
What are you gonna put in there? What's the game plan?
All my fish are ready to go. So I grew up all my fish in a 300 gallon tank. So it's like little 4-inch little nuggets, and they're all probably around 2 to 3. And then my Arapaima is 5 foot now, so they're ready to move on to my next pond. So they started like in a 300 gallon to 500 gallon. They're in a 1,200 gallon, and they majorly need an upgrade, and they're ready to go.
And they're gonna go into the 6 thou wow.
Yeah, and then if they outgrow that, I have room for a 25,000 gallon.
Are you gonna do any stingrays or like fly river turtles? What's the deal?
I have fly rivers now, and I have stingray permits as well. So as soon as this tank's done, I'll make it stingrays again. I had some stingrays, but I got rid of them because I didn't feel comfortable. They given them the right environment, so I sold them. But I'm ready for them now.
Now, let's kind of talk about fly river turtles if you're okay with that. Because I almost fucking just bought some, you know, even though I was like trying to like, you know, it was just I knew I wasn't gonna go through on it because, you know, it's just I don't have the preparation. But I also noticed that some of the fly rivers in that tank didn't look as good as some of the others. They had some of the like, I don't know, some sort of like, I don't want to call it rot, but some sort of weirdness on their shell.
Yeah.
So like, what are some of the things that can mess up a fly river turtle? Or like, let's kind of talk about how you're going to keep your fly river turtle, or how you keep your fly river turtles, just for anyone out there who wants to do something.
Main thing is water quality. You got to treat them just like your fish. If your fish are good, your fly river is going to be good. I heard that suckerfish or plecos will actually chew on the back of them and mess them up a lot. And then stress. I mean, grabbing them all the time and stuff, just let them do the thing. I've had mine for quite a few years now. I actually had a pair, but I lost them in the fire. I had an adult pair that I had, and I lost those guys in the fire. But I got another one, and I've been raising this one up for a little while now. But yeah, like I said.
How long does it take them to get to an adult? Like how, because it's slow. It takes a long time, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah, I would probably say around 8 to 9 years.
Okay.
So a nice size.
Now, from what I understand, they need a lot of space at that size, right? Like what would be the ideal tank size for that once it's
You go on a farm, they'll tell you 300-gallon tank is fine, but obviously bigger is always better for anything. I tell everybody that all the time. No animal will complain about a bigger enclosure. You know what I mean? Like if they don't use it, they don't use it. But if they want to use it, they can. Right now, mine is only about, I would say, almost 9 inches. I've had it since I was pretty young, and he's in a 300-gallon tank, but it's eventually gonna go into 6,000-gallon.
And you keep them solo right now, or are they paired up, or how does that work? I
just have one. I have it with a bunch of peacock bass and some other fish.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Now the exotic. What would you say the most exotic bird you keep? Like, what's on your list? What's like the most exotic bird you would say?
I would probably say I just got a 1.1 pair of cassowaries.
No, you did, bro. That's my fucking dream bird. Bro, I'm getting that bird tatted on me, dog. Like,
seriously. I got it on my leg already.
Wow. You got 1.1. Are they little, or what's the deal?
Yeah, I got them when they're about 3 months old. They're probably around 8 months old now.
Oh my gosh, bro.
But I'll tell you one thing. Some people want them, some people don't. But if you don't got a fruit supply, you're going to go broke.
Yeah, because that's all they eat is fruit, right?
They eat fruit and they eat a little bit of meat too.
But how much is it like what's the ratio from meat to fruit? Is it majority fruit, a little bit of meat?
Oh, it's like 5% meat.
Oh, so barely any meat.
Yeah, but you still got to feed them. I give them probably 4 mice a week, and then I give them a fish diet every single day.
Wow, dude.
But they get like I would say a 12 to 14-inch bowl, about 6 inches deep, piled up as a mountain twice a day of fruit.
And it's just variety of fruit, or like different, like, is there a specific fruit that you give them? What do you give them? Whatever you can.
You could think of, they're getting fed.
That's the most prehistoric thing on this earth. I feel like I honestly think the most prehistoric living thing, other than maybe a marine iguana, bro. I saw a cassowary face to face. I went to Virginia Zoo, and I went to go with my boy Dennis, and like I was face to face.
What zoo was it?
The Virginia Zoo, Virginia Beach Zoo, or not Virginia Beach. It's called Virginia Zoo.
Yeah,
and bro, I mean, it was, the fence was super protecting, right? But it was chest out, and it was like face to face, bro, like towering over me. I'm 6 foot, and I'm just like, holy shit. Like, I've never been intimidated by any bird as much as I've been intimidated by an adult cassowary.
I was able to get my time and experience with them with probably one of the best breeders in the United States. He sold his whole collection, unfortunately, because he got pretty old. But I was with him for like 2-3 years, and I learned a lot about these birds. He was actually one of the only ones that had 3 of the only single wattle cassowaries in the United States. So there's like the double wattle, there's a single wattle, then there's like a dwarf cassowary, and there's a Bennett's cassowary. There's like 5 species.
Right.
And he had the single wattle, the only ones in the United States. And I was around those, and some beautiful, insane birds. But I have the double wattle. Most of the most common one in the United States. All the zoos have them and stuff. But yeah, they're epic. They're really cool. Hopefully,
what's the one in Virginia? Do you know if the one is double or single at Virginia?
It was double. Nobody has single.
But that guy did at one point.
He sold them to another person down the road. Some other lady got them, and hopefully he's never been able to produce them. It's what is it? It's 1 male. No, I'm lying. It's 2 males and 1 female, and the female wants nothing to do with the males. He tries to put them with the female, and she just beats their ass. And it's crazy. Like, it sucks because it's like you're the only 3 in the United States, and you can't bring any more in, and she wants nothing to do with them.
None of them are pulling their weight, bro.
Yeah, no, that she beats their ass. Like, and it's crazy because wrong kick, that bird's dead.
I mean, anything's dead.
And now you're down to 2.
Yeah. How far were you from that 70-year-old guy who got killed by his cassowary?
That was around 3 hours for me.
Damn. And did that spread pretty quickly around your area? Like when something like that happens, I'm sure everyone's talking about it, right? Or no?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people did. I saw it on the news and stuff, and for sure in the animal world, everyone starts talking about it and stuff. That's why I think that's really one of the reasons why the prices of them dropped a lot.
Wow.
Nobody wants to work with them that much. But every year is a different year. Things go up and down. So in 7 years, when nobody talks about them, the more the prices go back up.
So they're cheap right now. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, they're pretty cheap, but You ain't gonna,
I want so
I
bad.
tell people all the time, like, they're
You don't want-
different.
You don't want these problems.
There's 5 RHACS, if I'm saying that right, in the cassowary family. So it's like, it's emu, it's rhea, cassowary, ostrich, and kiwi. So I have rhea, I have emu, and I have cassowary.
No kiwi.
No, you ain't gonna get no kiwi.
What's kiwi? What's that?
Kiwi's a small little fluff bird with a long nose. They're from I think Australia as well, or New Guinea.
Shit.
They're real cool birds.
Man, I cannot believe you got cassowaries, bro. And what are the ages of them?
They're about 7 months old right now.
And right now they're very receptive to you. Are they shy? How are they right now?
They're good. They're curious. They're very smart. They're always watching. In the last,
you keep them. I'm sorry. You keep them inside, outside. They're inside right now. I'm assuming because they're still young.
they're outside.
They're outside. Okay.
Yeah, they're outside. They've been in the cold. They've been in the rain. They've been in the mud. Everything. You gotta, I treat all my animals with the environment they're gonna live in for their whole life. If from the beginning I get them, because if not, it's like a shock to them. If I feel like you keep them inside for too long, you put them outside, they get sick.
It's kind of like keeping a fucking human so bubbled up that they're not used. Like you got to give them some germs a little bit. You know what I mean?
Correct. Exactly. That's exactly how I treat them. So they're good. They're solid. I mean, I always young animals. I get nervous having them, but these guys are solid. They're dope. They're really cool. They're really cool animals. But I would say my buddy that produced a lot of them at one time, he had almost like 40 birds, and so that's about 20 pair each. But he said after around 3 to 4 years old, that's when you really need to start being careful, watch your back. They're gonna be more of a no contact animal.
It's crazy, man. Like you have these people who are like clean, like they're like we're talking chondro people, right? Like you have chondro people who deal with nidovirus and shit like that to the point where they have all these biosecurity measures and everything is like spotless clean all the time.
Yeah,
I think that's a problem. I'm like, if you don't leave a fucking little like calcium shit, like it can't. There's no way in hell it's this clean where it's from. Like it needs dirt. It needs like something like I put plants in all my fucking enclosures, and some of them dig their fucking head in the dirt, and I have to rinse it off. But fuck, that's how you want to live your life, buddy. Go ahead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like that kind of enrichment is important. I don't know. Call me crazy, but.
Yeah, I think so as well. 100%. The more natural, the better. I mean, at the end of the day, these are animals. I mean, they're not born in a lab, so they're definitely gonna want to be as natural as they can. Yeah, and I mean, some of the people are crazy about it, but I could say I could be a little better on it as well. I mean, I'm like whatever about it, but I could be better on it.
I'm gonna bring something up because for you this is non-biased. Like this has nothing to do with you because you're an exotic animal ranch fucking player. There's something going on in the ball python community right now that's like, man, it's so like I'm not here to judge anyone. Like if you want to keep your ball python in a 4x2 with branches and UVB light, that's okay, because if you feel like that's what's best by that animal and you want to do all the work, then God bless you. But then I'm a ball python breeder, so I have RHACS. All my ball pythons are in RHACS. I feel like they're happy. I feel like I really know? No, but me personally, I see them shedding good. They eat good. They look beautiful. Like I have nothing but compliments when I show my ball pythons. Yeah. But there's a supposed, and I can't say supposed. I'm sorry if anyone out there is listening. I'm not trying to, I'm going to be just like Blake is right now. Where I'm not picking sides, but there's a report that is, or a research. I don't know what to call it, but there's something out there saying that because of the way these ball pythons have been kept in RHACS systems, it's making their brains smaller, and they're becoming like more like less intelligent due to the fact that there's no enrichment around them. And throughout time of just breeding and always keeping a rack, I guess it's going to get worse. What do you have to say about that? I'm just curious.
So if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure ball pythons are like almost like rock pythons. They shove their bodies inside of a cave and mostly live in there, don't they?
They don't like to be seen, bro. They are.
So realistically, naturally, a cave, a rack, pretty close to their environment. I guess there could be a little bit different things about them, sure, but it's how everybody grew up. The animals are healthy, they're happy, and we're putting more of them. And I mean, I think it's all right. A big rack is fine for them as long as they're able to stretch out. I guess they're good.
Right. Okay. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, there are certain animals put on this earth with certain instincts in their mind, right? Like they were like, holy shit, predator. Oh my God. I feel like the ball pythons are the biggest pussy snakes that are out there. Like their defense is going into a ball. Really?
Yeah.
That's okay. So understand how professional they want to be at not being seen. They want to be hidden. They don't want to go on a branch and be like, oh my God, it's glorious today.
Yeah, no.
I mean, they might go on a branch to get to the next hole, but they ain't kicking it on a branch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just don't think how, I don't know. And I'm not just saying this because I keep ball pythons in fucking rack systems. I'm saying I pay close attention to my snakes and animals or anything to where I would kind of see like, or feel like, okay, like that spider, you hear about that spider ball python that fucking just, it like court, like, okay, if all my snakes started doing that, then I would be like, whoa, hold on.
Something's going on.
Something's going on here. But no, dude. No. So I don't know. Listen, this is just my own opinion. I say if you want to keep a ball python in a 4x2 and do all that work, and if your snake's shedding and do it, good for you. I'm happy for you.
And okay if you want to put it in a freaking 12x12 room, go for it.
Go ahead, dude. If you want an aquarium, fucking put in a tank. Dude, get a pond. Hit up his sponsor. Get a pond. Go ahead, do your thing. But if that animal, as long as that animal's eating, shitting, and shedding,
and breeding,
complete animal should not have 3 layers of shed on his face. I'm just saying. Okay. So, anyways, I don't know. I wanted to ask you. Go ahead.
So you keep monitors too, don't you?
I do, man. I do. And listen, I had my first moment of like, oh my God, everyone's a monitor expert now situation because I posted something. I don't know if you saw my most recent post.
Yeah.
But my female, first and foremost, is a couple months older than my male, but she's a beast, bro. She's big. So they're about the same size. If not, she's probably bigger. So
you have lace, right?
Yeah, Bell's. Yeah, I got Bell's lace monitors. And they love quail, bro. What's up with the quail? You got the quail cracking or what?
Oh, it's going. Yeah, that's what I was waiting to bring up, but keep on talking.
Oh, okay, we'll get there. But for instance, right, like my monitors have been cohabbed with each other throughout their whole life on this earth, except for the last couple of months before moving in here. I had them split up because I wanted to introduce them and see if they're, see if anything would happen. So 2 months goes by, I take the divider out. Nothing happens, but they're chill, just like anything else. I move them into the new house, and then I'm like, okay, because now I used to have 2 rooms. Now this room is big enough where it's split. Now I have my podcast room on this side, and then on that side of the room is all like the ball pythons, the scrubs, and the fucking monitors, right? So they've never really been exposed to like LED, like they never, like it's bright. Like when this shit's on in here, it's bright. So anyways, we move in here. Alice, I always open up the door. I let them come out on their own. Alice was the first one to come out. She's like just loving it, right? And then I'm like, hey, why isn't Mac Dre coming out? So I almost have to like convince him to come out. I put him on the floor, and then he's kind of like, whoa, like where are we? And Alice is like happy. She's just going everywhere. And so, and this is a couple weeks ago. So Mac Dre sees Alice, and he like panics. He starts like running in place. I'm like, yo, what is he doing? And he takes off and he runs back inside the enclosure. I go, wow. I'm like, dude, that was weird. And so it happened a couple more times after that until yesterday. So yesterday, I thought they saw each other, but I guess Mac was like, okay, no one's around. He saw her and started doing his like trying to run away, and she just fucking went after him, and they collided. And that's when they hugged and they started like battling. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? And so first and foremost, for anyone out there who was trying to tell me I have 2 males, you're not the only one who thought that. Even my most closest monitor mentors saw the video, and they're like, dude, there's no way that's a female. They don't act like that. And I'm like, bro, I'm telling you what the guy told me who sold me these, which is Sim Container, my monitor mentors. And so like I had to almost convince them, like, dude, it's a fucking female. And apparently with certain species of monitors, if that male is not up to size of the female, or if not a little bit bigger, it's almost scared. Like the male wants to be the fucking, oh, what's up? I want to hit this. No, it was the other way around. And he's just not, it's just not ready, bro. He's not quite, I don't think his ball's quite dropped yet. But dude, that was crazy, dude. That was nuts because, I understand that could have went really, really bad. Because at first she tried nipping, like when he tried running away, she tried biting him to fucking keep him back. And luckily she missed and they just hugged. But man, dude, I've seen stories. Like, you remember what happened to Tom Crutchfield?
Yeah.
And he broke up that croc monitor fight,
Yeah.
which was between a male and female. Hello, like they started and so he broke them up. So
Yeah.
anyways, I had a lot
It's
of people.
spicy.
Yeah, I get spicy, man. But
Oh yeah.
Mac Dre is a male and Alice is a female. For anyone out there, Mac Dre he needs to start doing his push-ups.
He needs some quail.
He needs some quail, bro. But the quail game, what's going on with that? I'm curious.
Yeah, so that's something I've always produced too, is quails. I've always had quails and everything. And then, I mean, in the last like 6 months, I've been really thinking, I'm like, I need to start something else up. So I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna do feeders. So I'm going ham on feeders. I have a lot of quail that I'm producing right now. And like I hit you up, I've been hitting different people up all around the United States. And I'm gonna not supply, but I'm gonna help certain people. And I'm just gonna start producing and have it on my website. Feeders for everybody. It's Blake's Exotic Feeders. Anybody that wants quails. So I'm hitting people in the bird of prey industry. I'm hitting people with monitors, crocs, cats. Anyway.
Shit, any snakes, bro? I got my scrubs.
Snakes.
My scrubs eat quail. My Pop One Olive loves quail, bro. Like,
Oh yeah.
here's
Yeah, I'm
another
gonna have
thing.
5. I'm gonna have 5 sizes available. I'm getting it all going, and I'm gonna be able to have quail shipping everything.
Nice. So quail eggs too, I'm assuming.
Quail eggs too. Oh yeah.
Damn, let's go.
Oh yeah.
Go.
I'm gonna do it all. I'm gonna have it all. It's I'm gonna go big on it. I have this good sponsorship right now.
What happened?
No, my girl with the baby.
Oh, Tara said hi. Tara said respect. Thanks for letting you do this. I appreciate it. We're almost done.
problem.
We're almost done.
Almost done.
Roast.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be able to. Yeah, I'm gonna have them all. I have a sponsorship with a company right now that I'm working with. They're supplying me with all the cages, and I'm gonna have all the cages and all the racks for the quails. I'm trying to have by tomorrow I have about 500 quail breeders, and then after that I'm gonna have in 18 days I'll have about 1,500 quail breeders, all adult quails breeding.
And how do you do that? Like, I'm curious. Like, breeding quail, what's that like? Like, what's the ratio? How many in one cage?
It's 1 male to 5 females.
One male out of 5 females. Okay.
Yeah, so every day a female's gonna lay an egg. So you got 1,000 quail, 1,000 females, you're gonna have 1,000 eggs a day. I have an incubator that can hold around 1,200 eggs. So every 18 days I'm gonna be hatching out 1,200 birds plus. Damn. And I'm gonna go bigger and bigger because I have a couple people that want to buy a lot. Everybody needs quail. So it's something that I see a lot of quail breeders out there, but they're hitting people that want them for food for humans. I'm not doing nothing with humans. I'm only gonna do everything for animals, animal consumption only.
Listen, dog, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but let's just say this quail shit really pops off, which I think it will. What's up with your sick ass quail company sponsoring my channel, dog? I mean, like, what the fuck? We could really collab this shit. You know what I mean? I know monitor fools. You feel me? That's
what I'm down for.
We could just cap out on this. I need a t-shirt too.
Yeah, no problem. I'll make shirts and everything. Yeah, I made another Instagram already. It has like 2,500 followers.
Oh, so you already made a Blake's Feeders page?
Yeah.
What? Okay, what is
it? I promoted it twice on my YouTube channel and stuff already.
Blake Feeders? What's it called?
Blake's Exotic Feeders.
Okay. Oh, dude, what's up? Ooh, I like that bear. What does that stand for?
Blake's Exotic Animal Ranch.
Oh shit, it does, bro. That is hard,
yeah.
Bro. Everyone, go get the follows up on this page right now. Boom. That is sick. That shirt is hard, bro.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have quails every size. It's gonna be dope.
I am tapped in.
Oh yeah.
All right, listen, I got a wrap up topic, okay, before we get into some hot seat questions. And then I do want to say shout out to all the significant others out there, the ones who support what we do. Love you guys. But bro, you created quite a bit of a firestorm, or not firestorm. What am I saying? You did a little bit of a forest fire in the live chats. I want to say a few weeks back when I had the homie Donnie on. Okay, we were covering the rhino situation. Okay, that rhino that died. And I'm not gonna lie, listen, I came into that episode emotionally damaged because I love rhinos and I never knew anyone who kept a rhino. So I was like, yo, that's fucked up. But mind you, it was getting pretty crazy in the live chats and like the assumptions. And I was like, whoa. So I want to know first and foremost, because you came in and you were kind of like, wow, it's
just so many people judge the book by its cover, I guess, and it wasn't true. Like, things had to happen because there could have been a bigger situation or problem, so they put the animal down at the end of the day. The animal, they knew the animal wasn't right for the facility, like they said, and they were trying to get the animal somewhere else, but they made the call and they had to do what they had to do. With dealing with big hoofstock, big exotic animals, go to Texas. You'll learn. Like that's all I can say. Or go to South Africa. I've been to South Africa. I've seen it all. I've been to Texas. I've seen it all. And you learn a lot from these people. And nobody in the chat probably ever been around a rhino or actually touched a rhino or anything like that. I've been in a pen with a rhino. I've touched a rhino. I've been around a bunch of rhinos. I know people that breed rhinos. So it's just like, it's something that just has happened, and it could have been a better way. But yeah, it sucks for the animal. But
you understand, like you're not the typical person in this game. I understand like where you were coming from, because motherfuckers were like, "Oh, where'd Blake go? He needs to explain himself." I'm like, motherfucker, you don't need to explain shit, because you are just around this. Like, this is your life. Like shit like this is not it's not out of the normal for you. And again, like it almost made me like I said, shout out to Donnie, you know, but like I was kind of like amped up, upset over something I have no experience over. Like I'm kind of just judging things or how it's being presented to me, but I'm not the one actually there. Like,
yeah, I was just now I'm gonna say the word bother. My vocabulary is not as big, you know what I mean? It's small. But like for someone to be saying things that they don't know anything about, which they were just doing their own research and they're finding stuff on social media or finding stuff online, it's bull. Like if you weren't there at the spot to see what really happened, you don't have a word to say anything about it. I think like it's just stick in your own lane. And it's just like if somebody owned a dog and they're like, "Oh, you're keeping that monitor wrong." Well, you never had that monitor. You know nothing about it. And those people, it's just, that's how I see it as. And I'm in a lot of different groups and a lot of animal things, and I see a lot of stuff. And I stick in my own lane. And if I know what I need to talk about, I'll say what I have to say. But if I'm not gonna, you know, if it's not my word to say anything, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not trying to stir the tea. There's too much stuff going on in this animal world, and there should be just positivity, and there shouldn't be any, you know, downfall for any animal keepers of any way. Should just support it, and that's it, because there's so many animal people out there that are trying to, you know, are not animal people that are trying to take down the animal people, and it's just stupid. Like it just makes no sense to me.
I'm not trying to throw you into any kind of this, but I kind of went to you and I said, Blake, I totally understand where you're coming from, but I feel like if a rhino was on Blake Exotic's ranch property, I don't think this would happen. Like, I mean, we all know mistakes happen, but
yeah,
I don't know, bro. I feel like you would have a protocol that would like lead to stuff other than shooting it. Like, I feel like you would have like something else in plan. And I just felt like their number one game plan was to shoot it. Like, just shoot it. And it's like,
I don't think it was. I heard different things, but hearing things and not being there, you can't say anything.
You can't.
The people there are amazing. That facility is probably one of the best. I tell people all the time that's probably one of the best facilities in Florida.
And nobody was saying this. Nobody was stepping up for this place. Nobody said anything.
Amazing. I mean, the animals there are off the chain. The place is dope as heck. You know how I told you about the land I'm getting? Or the land that I have? I'm bringing my buddy over there to literally show him this property, Wild Florida, and show him this is like my goal. Like, this is what I would love to build one day, because how cool this spot is. Everything they do is something I've been looking at. Could there have been other things that could have happened? Yeah, of course. But they made that call right then and then because they were scared for the public, I assume. And yeah, and then like something like you brought this up too. You were like, you said something about, oh, they found it in the sand or something like that. And at the end of the day, what happened is like, with a big animal, there's nothing you do with it. You bury it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's the public's over there. If a public, obviously the public saw it. The public sees on news, but if the public's over there and they see a rhino on the floor, let's say you go to a horse farm, you see a horse laying down, everybody assumes first thing, it's dead.
Yeah.
So the first thing to do is bury it. Unless they have, a lot of zoos have those big burners and they burn the whole animal.
But they don't want to burn it, right?
I assume that's a
I mean, what are you gonna do? It's a fucking rhino. Like, what the fuck?
You gotta bury it.
Damn.
Not to be like cruel or crazy or anything like that, but you're not gonna cut it up and feed it to the crocs. I mean, if other animals you can, but a rhino, like it's a rhino. You're not gonna feed a rhino.
One thing people cannot stand to hear, and I don't give a fuck whose ears are very sensitive to this, but this is the truth. That whole put it in the freezer, that's a real thing with these snakes to some of these people. if especially chondro people, if a chondro have a snake that shows a symptom, they just toss that motherfucker in the freezer. Okay, you can't tell me somebody won't hear that and think that's the most cruel thing you could do to an animal. But I can't say we. Okay, you know, I've done it. I don't give a fuck. Dude, sometimes that's what we have to do. It's fucked up. I've tossed snakes in the freezer. Clip this. I've done it. Obviously, they weren't healthy, fucking thriving snakes, but there were snakes on their way out. You know, not a lot, but I gotta tell you, I've done it.
It's not the best choice, but I mean,
it's terrible.
In the farm world too. I mean, you have a sheep or you have a goat or anything like that, and it's not doing good. You call the vet, and you call the vet, and you pay $600 to $1,000 to put it down, right? Or you get a gun and you shoot it.
Take it on back.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to laugh at that, but that's a saying. Take it on back and you put it down, man. I mean, that's what
and that's it.
The farm mentality, man. It's like, dude, farming, bro. I farmed poquito. Like I had maybe I had about 17 chickens and I had about 5 roosters and 12 chickens, right? Stupid. I got fucking played. Somebody gave me a bunch of roosters, but I fell in love with them. And they would just gang rape fucking. I'm like, dude, this is fucked up. But I just let it be, right? But dude, I'm an early head. Like I wake up early, but when I have these chickens and these roosters, the first fucking cuckoo, I'm up. Like it'd be 3:45 and I'm up. And then I had alpacas too. I had 2 alpacas and I fucking they would run to me. They would want to get sprayed. So I understood that whole wake up in the morning, care to the animals. And
not like reptiles.
Not like reptiles, right? But no, reptiles, you could take your time, bro. Reptiles, it's reptiles, you could be I'll do that tomorrow. You know what I mean? Chickens and all that shit, fuck that. They need, dude, they have shit in their water. You have to keep that shit clean. So, and I remember even back then, I would have, me and my wife would still go party. I would come home around 2 a.m. all fucked up. And I'm like, bro, I'm about to be woken up. Cause me in my head, I can't sleep while these fuckers are making noise because I know they need something. Because as soon as I would attend to them, the noise would stop. You know what I mean? So, but bro, this is why
it don't matter how the night was before. I'm still waking up at 8 a.m.
It don't matter. But also it made me realize, fuck these nights. I'm not gonna do this no more. I'm just I'd rather just go to bed at 9 o'clock and just call it a day. You know what I mean?
I like to still go out. I go out.
But how old are you, Blake?
Actually, tomorrow's my birthday. I'm turning 26.
Damn, you're young, dog. I got you by 11 years.
Oh, wow.
God bless you, man. Hey, listen, these hour and 20 minutes went by quick. I appreciate you so much. We have hot seat questions, okay? So hot seat questions before we dip out. Guys, let's get the likes up for the homie Blake. Go follow his page right now. Blake Exotic Animal Ranch and also the Blake's
Exotic Feeders.
Blake Exotic Feeders. Okay, here we go. Hot seat questions for the homie Blake. You ready, Blake?
Do it.
Here we go. Frozen thought or live?
Frozen. Wait, what?
Frozen. If it came down to you having to pick one or the other to feed, frozen thawed or would it be live?
For the viewers, I guess I'll say thawed.
Egg cut or no cut? Meaning, would you ever cut a reptile egg open or would you never cut a reptile egg open?
I've never done it. I never cut an egg before, but I guess I would if I have to. I don't know. It's pretty dope. I see a lot of people do it, so I'll try it.
Favorite arboreal snake?
Arboreal. Tree snake, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, arboreal. The emerald tree balls are cool, the ones you keep.
Damn. That's what's up. Favorite monitor?
The lace are badass, but I would probably say Komodo.
Favorite bird species?
Getting me on those. Crane species. Different cranes are dope. Yeah.
Yay imports or boo imports?
The hell are those? What is that?
Would you, if it came down to Blake writing the law saying imports are okay or imports are bad, what would you say?
Imports are okay.
What would be one reptile you could import to your ranch? Any reptile anywhere around the world, what would it be?
Damn. That's hard, bro.
Got him.
Yeah, you got me on that. I don't know.
Come on. Okay, how about this?
Tortoise. I would say a type of tortoise right now.
Okay. I was going to say, come on, man. Don't make me
go
to the bird.
Plastile tortoise. You can't have them. That's why.
What about one reptile nobody should ever import, ever? Leave it alone.
The marine iguana. They need the ocean.
Anything.
It's hard to make the ocean.
But would you be up to that? Let's just say legally, someone's like, "Hey, bro, I
would
got this." You would do it?
Oh, yeah. I would mimic the ocean in my backyard somehow and figure it out.
Bro, okay, pause on this. There was like this European Instagram page. There was a European Instagram page that had like a mimic of the ocean in a tank. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Bro, that was nuts.
Perfect. It works.
So it's doable, but imagine a huge ass one. Oh my God. All right, continuing. To miss or spray a snake, or to never miss or spray a snake. Shh, water.
Okay. To spray a snake? I mean, why would you not want to spray a snake?
Exactly. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. Bro, there's people out there there are people who go, "No, I just pour the water on the substrate. Sorry." What? Fucking that fucker gets rained on.
They don't believe rain? I mean, that's nature, bro. Like,
Jesus Christ, thank you.
They don't have a water bottle that pours next to the dirt next to them.
Hey, yay alcohol or boo alcohol?
If it's for alcohol, yeah, alcohol.
Okay. Steak or fish?
I eat both. I'm not gonna lie.
If you had to pick,
I'll probably do steak.
Favorite cut of steak?
If it's called filet, I eat a filet.
Yay alcohol. Oh wait, hold on. Excuse me. Van Halen or Sammy Hagar?
Couldn't tell you who those people are.
How about this? Tupac or Biggie?
Those are both good, but I'd probably say Biggie.
Okay. Little word association. First thing that comes to mind. Animal Con.
It was interesting.
Would you ever go again?
Yeah, of course. Brian already called me. I'm going. He called me. I'm going. I'm there.
Milk.
Like drinking milk? I drink milk almost every night.
Substrate.
What type?
I mean, what do you think? If I say substrate, what do you think?
Cypress mulch.
Favorite aquatic animal?
Probably whales. if that's in the category.
That's sick. I mean, I've just never heard whales before. You're different, bro. I love it. Instagram trolls.
There's 11. Bring them on.
Facebook groups.
Yeah, you get a good laugh on some of them.
If it came down to you keeping, like if you had to, like let's just say your son was like, "Please, Dad, let me keep either ball pythons or rosy boas," what would you let him keep?
Boas.
There it is. I mean, that's a really fucked up decision, but listen, you're the pops. I trust you, and you keep otters. I ain't gonna say anything other than that. Bro, listen, we had just shy of 80 people tapped in on this episode. Okay, the likes, hella respected. What do you have to say to everyone fucking with you, all your supporters, but mainly everyone who really loved this episode? What do you got to say to everyone out there?
I appreciate everybody that's been on the Ranch Fams team for a long time, all the real supporters, all that stuff. And then everybody that's new, follow along, keep on watching. I always got something different than anybody else. And, that's it.
That whole different part smacks differently because you really do, man. Like you got things differently in a non-character, like meaning like you're not like, I don't know, man. There's so many people who feel like they need to be a certain way because they got certain animals. Like you're just Blake. Like you're just Blake. Like you're fucking Blake, man. And Blake, how do you pronounce your last name, by the way?
It's Kaldermaglu.
What?
Kaldermaglu. It's Turkish.
Kaldermaglu?
Yeah, that was good.
I mean, I would have never known that it was pronounced that. Who's Turkish? Your mom's not Turkish. Your dad is
Spanish. My dad is. Yeah.
Your mom's what? Puerto Rican or Cuban?
Cuban.
God damn, man. Well, listen, your parents did a good job with you, man. That's all I got to say. And it's an honor to actually be an acquaintance of you and to be a homie of yours. But guys, that's a wrap for the homie Blake from Blake Exotics Animals Ranch, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Hey, have a good night, man. Thank you, Blake. I'll see you at Animal Con, bro. I'll see you at Animal Con.
Definitely, or before that.
Hey, tell your wife I said thank you for letting you hang out and all that. I appreciate it, man.
Definitely. Appreciate it. I'll see you later.
All right. Woo! Great episode. Man, I could have took this guy for at least another 2-3 hours. Understand that he's not the typical guest I bring on. His resume of animals that he keeps is a dream of mine. I got to tell you that. So thank you so much for everyone who tapped in. I really enjoyed this episode. This was a great podcast with the homie Blake. If this is your first time tapping in, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you're on top of every single podcast I drop on this channel. And then, guys, like I said, let me know who's ready for Tinley. Tinley is in a couple weeks. All right? It's going to be sick as fuck. Want to know what else is sick as fuck? This Sunday. Because I've had a lot of people on my bumper lately asking me, MJ, when are we going to talk about dwarf monitors? I want to hear about dwarf monitors. Well, we have Benny Bender from Fieldstone Herpetoculture coming to the podcast Sunday. And we're going to tap in about his Kimberly monitors. He's worked with Ackies. It's all going down. Dwarf Monitor Talk Sunday, 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Okay. Hope you guys are ready for that because it's going to go down with my boy. And I hope you guys are understanding on how sick of a Monday we have in store. And I just realized that I don't have the thumbnail made for this Monday. Shit. But guys, thank you so much. I had a great time. Yeah. Thank you so much, Blake. It was a great episode. You guys are beautiful. Please join my Trap Talk Patreon family. Seriously, join the Trap Talk Patreon family. Be a part of this growth. Be a part of the realism. Join the Discord, and you will see what this is all about. I love my Patreon members to the fullest. Have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you Sunday. Have a good weekend. Cheers.